This video is about my views about Satanism and paganism and what I've experienced. Keep in mind this is about my experiences with Satanists and pagans I've met. This does not mean because I share my experience that this somehow generalizes or broad sweeps all Satanists and pagans. I also hope that whenever Satanists and pagans are watching my video, you realize, like the way I deal with Christians and Hindus and Buddhists and everybody else out there who's got their own brand of God or belief system, realize I don't know you, I don't have anything personal to say about you as a person or an individual. I'm simply talking about what I have seen in my own life and what I've experienced. First, I'm going to start with this. Most Satanists and most pagans that I have met in my life do not know the first thing about their own religion. They don't know shit about it. There are Satanists out there who will actually sit there and tell you, sacrifice goats, do bonfires, you can call spirits and demons, that somehow they control the weather and all kinds of stupid shit. And the same with pagans. There are pagans out there who actually believe that there is a true Mother Nature who controls how a fucking tree grows or how a flower blossoms. Not all pagans, not all Satanists. There are some Satanists out there who believe that Satan is actually a real, live character who they will worship, and there's other Satanists who see it more metaphorically. The Satanists that crack me up the most, who actually cause me to giggle and chuckle, and I'm not being insultive, are the ones who refer to the devil as Lucifer. The ones who say that they worship and praise Lucifer. The problem with this is this. The name Lucifer is a misinterpretation that is in the Bible, something that Christians have misinterpreted for a long time. A lot of people nowadays realize that Lucifer is not the name of Satan, it is not the name of the devil, but it's actually the name of a character in the Bible called King Nebuchadnezzar. He was referred to as Lucifer, the morning light. If you do any kind of research on the internet or go to your library, you'll discover that Lucifer is not actually the name of an angel, but the name of a human being who controlled a kingdom by the name of Babylon. Babylon is mentioned quite a bit in the Bible. A lot of people, they look at that verse in Isaiah where it says, and he ascended above the clouds and all this, and he ascended above heaven, and basically blah, blah, blah. It's talking about a rebellious human being who's seen himself as a deity or a god himself. It's not talking about an actual celestial body like a devil and demons. Look it up on the net and you'll see for yourself. You'll see that I'm not bullshitting you. So when I hear Satanists say that they worship Lucifer, I realize then that they used to be an ex-Christian, and they were told about the devil's name being Lucifer, and therefore they called him Lucifer. Now for the other thing. There's a lot of pagans out there who tell me that they worship specific gods or a god. However, they know nothing about the mythology or the stories that are surrounded about these different controversial deities. Like, for instance, I've talked to pagans who say that they believe in Lilith, who is supposed to have been the first wife of Adam, created simultaneously from the dirt. Not the rib, but from the dirt at the same time as man. And a lot of these pagans don't even know that. They believe that she's just some Sumerian goddess or some Roman goddess. See, the character Lilith has had quite a bit of a story. Even before Christianity, even before Judaism, Lilith existed in paganism. Back then, the pagans knew what the fuck they were talking about. Nowadays, in our modern time, where we have cars, and we have fucking pharmacies, and we have organizations and stuff like that, and a real civilization going on, the pagans nowadays are pretty much 17, 18-year-old kids who are trying to fit into a group. A lot of them, you will discover, like Satanists, got out of Christianity and they're angry. A lot of Satanists and a lot of pagans that you'll meet out there have Christian families and shit, and they're upset because of things that happen in their life. And surprisingly enough, there's also atheists out there that are the same way. who a majority of their family is religious, and it's one of the reasons why they contemplated the idea of research outside of what their family has told them to believe in. And then they discovered science, they discovered, different alternatives to what they could believe, and they came to the conclusion that atheism is right. Well, pagans, boy oh boy, this is going to be rough to say. It always seems to go like this. There seems to be a pattern that you'll notice. When a person grows up in a Christian home and they start to get out of Christianity, they go through a process, a transition. Some people, when they drop Christianity, they have to have another God belief or another thing to attach themselves to. There's some people out there that don't have the will or the strength of mind to be able to just go cold turkey. They want to believe that there's something out there, some kind of God, or perhaps nature cares about them or whatever. And they go through only like 2 transitions. Here's what it is. When a person leaves Christianity, they either choose to jump into Satanism, paganism, or agnosticism, or even deism. And the reason why that is because deism claims that there's a God. Paganism claims in many different sects that there is gods to believe in, and it makes more sense to them. There's a lot of pagans who like the idea that there were gods supposedly invented before Christianity and Judaism, so somehow this makes them feel superior to that of the modern day religions such as Christianity as well as the Muslims. Most pagans as well as atheists and agnostics and deists realize that most of your holidays as well as most of your religions nowadays actually stemmed from ancient religions such as Zoroastrianism, such as characters like also Seth, from gods like Hinduism and all that, which would also be considered pagan. Paganism in itself is an umbrella term. It means that you're going to find druids, you're going to find people who believe that they're witches, you're going to find people who think they're warlocks, and warlocks, of course, I believe would be a male witch, and so on. Most of the Satanists and pagans I've met, they are just rebellious people. People who chose to latch onto a religion, but they never really studied it. They never tried to get into it. There are some people out there who studied it, but not because they cared if it was the truth or not. They cared because they thought they were going to get some kind of mystical powers out of it. There are people who join Satanism because they believe that if they called upon the devil, like Christians call upon God, that they would get some kind of wishes granted or something, or some kind of fairy tale situation would happen where their life would improve, and the same with pagans. Boy oh boy, I know I'm coming off rough and I apologize. There are Satanists out there, however, who have studied the Satanic Bible. There are Satanists out there who've studied Old Satanism as well as pagans who have studied their heritage. Some of them actually do have a heritage, believe it or not. There's pagans who come from a long list of pagan families and all that stuff, who know their belief quite well and who respect nature and respect the people around them, and try to live the best they can. And because of that, I can respect those Satanists and I can respect those pagans, just like I can respect atheists and Christians who choose to do the right thing with their life and do positive things as opposed to being selfish. The problem with paganism and Satanism, what rips these two apart, that makes them a totally separate thing, is this. Satanism, if you've ever read the book, or you've read any of the studies, it's more based upon how one should take care of themselves and more about their inner person as opposed to external devices or people. It talks a lot about, like the Satanic Bible, it talks about how a person ought to treat themselves and not really give two shits about other people. It does, however, say things like show respect towards your friends and always be there for your buddies and stuff like that, which I can agree. And most religions, they always have that do unto others, do unto me kind of deal, and that's great. Pagans, however, they have more of a nature where we're all cosmic friends and family and we're all connected in some way and we're yada, yada, yada. A lot of pagans are a lot like pantheists. Pantheists are people who believe that God lives within all things. However, like everybody else, they can't seem to give you any evidence for their God. There are Satanists out there who told me recently, a guy called Beelzebub, which is also, some people consider Beelzebub the devil. Some people consider him the Duke of Hell. If you look up demonology, Beelzebub has been characterized as the devil himself. He's also been characterized as a partner or a sidekick with the devil. He's also been considered the Prince of Darkness or the Lord of Flies and all that. People haven't made their mind up on it. According to Satanism, the ones who actually believe that he's a real character, Satan, can manifest himself and transform himself into any character he wants. So, that's an interesting subject altogether. But Satanism and paganism, I do have to give them this. As an atheist, I am a great lover of theology. Although I don't respect what people have done in the name of their gods or their belief systems, I respect all theologies because I believe that Satanists, pagans, Christians, atheists, agnostics, deists, pantheists, and so on down the road have done good in the name of humanity, but not in their religion. And because of that, I can respect that. But those who claim that they're doing some kind of good because of the belief system that they follow or because of the religion, it is very, very shallow and very dense. Because people don't do good because some religion tells them to. People do good because they want to do it. You can't get somebody who's the biggest Christian out there to do something good just because a fucking piece of paper says so. They have to want to. When you do something right in life, you do it because it's inside you to do that right thing. It's either because of the way you're raised or because you want to do something. Well, you get my point. It has nothing to do with what you believe in religiously. I notice that a lot of pagans and a lot of Satanists believe in ghosts and goblins and monsters and all kinds of shit. And I notice also when I'm out in public and I'm near a Satanist or I'm near a pagan, they're always dressed in black. Most of them wear like eyeshadow, dark lipstick. A lot of them shave their head. A lot of them grow their hair out real long and do strands of dye and shit like that. And that's cool. I like the look. I like the way Gothic people look and stuff. But I don't understand why the pagan or the Satanist needs to make themselves have the appearance that they're a fucking vampire or something. Why can't a pagan or a Satanist just dress up normally and go out and, you know, enjoy life and associate? Why do you gotta put like 10 cakes of fucking makeup on your face? Unless you're trying to make a statement. Why do women put on makeup? Because they want to impress men. They want to look pretty whenever they're out. They want people to turn their eyes. I know some people say, well, I wouldn't wear makeup for that kind of shit. I wouldn't sit there and dye my hair. I just want to look good myself. No, humans are competitive. And we dress up and we wear certain kind of clothes and certain kind of things so we can fit into social structures and all that. Satanism and paganism is looked at like it's dark by Christianity, so you guys dress dark so you could fit the mold. And unfortunately, like a puppet, you're being led on strings. See, there's one thing you got to understand, and this is going to probably blow a lot of people's mind, but paganism and Satanism has been lied about for years. When Judaism was around, as well as Christianity, and Christianity, of course, is still around, so is Judaism, but in the past, Christianity used this thing called demoralization tactics, or demonizing is what they call it, where they made up stories about witches on fucking brooms, the Malus Maleficarum, the witch's hammer. They made up all kinds of bullshit propaganda that Satanists and pagans are evil and that they do voodoo kind of bullshit and so on. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't have to get into detail. You know voodooism is a joke and everything. But that's the deal. There's a lot more I have to say about all this stuff, but I'll wait until later. I don't want this video turning into a 30-minute fucking deal. But this is what I think so far. And again, before I finish the video, realize this is nothing personal against you. If you're one of these pagans or Satanists who is serious about your belief, and you study and research and try to be as good of a person as you can, I dig you. You're my bro. You're my sis. But for these fluffy bunnies out here and these wannabe teenagers and shit that dress up in fucking clown paint in order to impress me, I'm not impressed, and I'm telling you, okay? And I'm sure that the real pagans out there and Satanists don't like it whenever you take a shit over their reputation and what they're about. Thank you.